I am Jim Martin.
And this is J.I.M.Reptiles.
We are J.I.M.Reptiles.
So today's video is about Brian Barczyk, since he's sadly on the end of his road of pancreatic cancer. So today we'd like to do a tribute for that. So ever since my dad went on YouTube and started watching YouTube on the TV screen, he started telling me to start watching Brian Barczyk. And I'm like, oh sure, I'll watch him, and I'll watch YouTube videos with him while eating breakfast. And we watch Brian do all that good stuff. Now, what Brian means to me, he did a lot of good things in his life. He inspired a lot of people to do what they do now, not only us, a lot of other YouTubers out there. He inspired people to just not only enjoy reptiles, but to actually care for them and make them like they're your pet. Brian not only teaches people to love reptiles and all that, he teaches people to love all their animals, including dogs, sloths. He had everything. And he taught people how to take care and keep your pets and love them like you love another person. Brian did a lot of good things in his life, and I think he should be recognized for it. On the weekends, my dad and I used to watch Brian's videos all the time. Every morning we have breakfast, whatever, say like bagels or something like that. And then we watch Brian's videos while we're, having our breakfast. And my dad and Brian always loved berms, and ever since my dad saw pieds and albinos, he had to get one. He loved berms, and so did Brian. Brian loved berms. It was his first love too, and that's what he does. And now here we have a pied berm here. This is the female pied berm that we got at a show. We had to get another berm because my dad loved berms, and he found this one for a really good price. But Brian and my dad always loved berms. And here's another. So Brian made a couple worlds first in his career, and he imported the first pinstripe, which led to him making the first lemon blast. So here it is. This is a lemon blast head sunset, which he also made the first sunsets as well. And this snake is pretty beautiful. This is going to be one of our breeders, but Brian made the first of these two genetics, lemon blast and sunset.
What does Brian Barczyk mean to me? I've been into reptiles since I'm 14 or 15 years old. Brian and I are probably about a year and a couple months apart. I'm a year and a couple months older than him. A lot of our lives are pretty parallel at that beginning start. I didn't know him. There was no internet back when I was into that stuff. He talks about when he got his first albino berm pair, how he bred those and built his entire, everything that started with that. I started the same way. I had a pair of albino berms and I was breeding. No internet, no morph market to sell, and I, sort of moved on in my life, moved to a different house, got rid of most, if not all, of my reptiles, and it was a 20-year hiatus. And as I got back into stuff, I started, looking at super dwarf retics. I bought a pair of super dwarf retics, discovered Brian, started watching his videos faithfully every day, doing ball pythons too. Learned a lot from watching his videos. But just the parallel of stuff he talks about and stuff where I was back at the same time really makes a mental connection for me. The man has done an awful lot and needs to be recognized for that. So we want to highlight some of the stuff that Brian has done. I mean, his whole legacy started with this species. I never met the man. I almost seem like I know the man, but I don't, just through his videos. But he and I bought our first albino berms around the same time. I think he bought his before me, because from what he says he paid for them, he paid more than I paid for mine. He took that and built his entire everything, VHB, the Reptarium and now the Legacy Aquarium on that. This here is a hypo. I don't have an albino berm anymore here. I have some, pied that are head albino or whatever, but this is where it all started with this species. The man's done tremendous work his entire career, entire life, starting with these.